What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Niners News here on 49ers Hive. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Llewellyn, and today we're going to be talking about who needs to step up in order for the 49ers to get a win against New York Giants. Matt, take it away. Who needs to have a big game?
I think the entire defense needs to have a big game, and by that I mean I need to see some turnovers. The 49ers were great at forcing turnovers, especially against bad teams last season, and I think so far they have only like one or two. It's been pretty famine so far, and we need them to feast on the Giants. So that means Quan Alexander, get over there and punch the ball. Fred Warner, intercept some passes. Jimmy Ward, Jaquiski Tart, do your thing. This Giants team is not good offensively, and Daniel Jones, without a good running game and without elite wide receivers, has been shown to make bad decisions under pressure. So if you can get any sort of pass rush whatsoever, he's gonna throw up some passes. So you need to get the ball. The more possessions that we have, the more that we can run the ball and control the clock and take the ball out of Nick Mullens' hands. If we can hold the lead, the better it's going to be, and the easier it's going to be to just get out of New Jersey, get back to the West Coast, never have to look at that turf for the rest of this season, and come back home 2-1 and get ready for a struggling but still talented Eagles team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the 49ers handle this because, like you said, the defense was kind of hit or miss, and the Giants aren't world beaters. They're not a great team. They lost their best player in Saquon Barkley, and they just signed Devontae Freeman, actually, which is funny. If you would have told me a couple days ago he was playing in this game, I would have said for the 49ers, but nope, he's playing for the Giants. But I think Jordan Reed needs to have another big game, and we saw it on Sunday. We saw his ability. We saw his talent. He looked really good. I was surprised with him. I was a little scared every time he took a hit. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, my God, get up, be fine. But he looked good. He looked fast. He looked strong. He looked physical. And in order for Nick Mullens to have a good game, a quarterback's best friend is often their tight end, and Jordan Reed is that tight end now that George Kittle isn't going to play. So I think Jordan Reed needs to have a big game. But I don't know, Matt, do you think that it's possible? Do you think it's kind of something like, well, he already had a big game Sunday. You're asking a lot of him to do it twice in a row, especially for a vet who's been out of football for as long as he was?
I think it'll be difficult for him to do it 2 weeks in a row simply because now he's going to be a focal point of the opposing coaches. They saw what he did last week, and they're going to be like, we can't let Jordan Reed get off, so we need to figure out, a way to shut him down. So for me, that means that the receivers who have yet to really step up, Kendrick Bourne had a nice game last week. The receivers really need to step up, though. So you hope that Brandon Ayuk can kind of take that next level. He showed, I hate this word, but he showed flashes of being the most athletic person on the field. So if you can get him going, then again, if somebody else is going, then all of a sudden your mind wanders a little bit. And then that's where Jordan Reed can slip through the cracks and make a difference in this game. So, until that point, really, you need to rely on ball control and the defense needs to make plays to avoid, falling behind. So you don't want Nick Mullens trying to bring the game back after, third or fourth in the third and fourth quarter if you're down, scores.
Yeah, definitely not. And speaking of the receivers, I've been meaning to ask you this. What happened to Trent Taylor? Where has he gone? We heard about him all off season through 2 weeks now. I don't know if he's had a catch. If anybody needs to have a big game with the receivers, I would argue him because of how strong of hands he has, how much of a security blanket he can be, especially on third and fourth downs. What's going on with Trent Taylor? And do you think he might have a chance to have a nice game on Sunday?
It's going to depend. I know Trent Taylor last week had 2 catches for 10 yards, so he did have a couple catches. I know in week 1, Jimmy looked for him on that last play, that fourth down play, leaking out. But I think that Trent Taylor is a guy that's always going to rely on the defense focusing on other people to work in space, because when you look at the other receivers, and if you're not scared of them at all, what you're going to do is you're going to realize that, Trent Taylor runs really nice routes. We know the quarterbacks like them. So, you just need to concentrate on shutting him down. So if they can do that'd be great. If they can work him into the offense, but it's going to be hard when the other guys, particularly people like Dante Pettis, aren't producing.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's a lot that's predicated on other people getting the bulk share of the defense's attention. So it's tough. But another guy who I really do want to see a big game from, and I think the offense will need to have a big game in order for them to be successful, is Jett or cargo plane McKinnon, as you call him. The running game is going to go through him. He's going to be number one back. Coleman and Mostert are both going to be out. Who knows for how long, but for sure, definitely Sunday. And it's a backup quarterback in there. Kyle, I don't think, is going to ask him to drop back 30, 40 times. So that means it's going to be a lot of handoffs, a lot of pitches, a lot of short passes. And I would love to see Jett pop off. I would love to see him have 100 on the ground. He showed his, I want to say, in short area quickness. I know you say he's not fast anymore, but he did look
long
kind
speed,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he definitely has wiggle. He definitely has agility. And so if you can get him out into space, of course. And after 2 weeks, I think it's time to kind of, take the training wheels off and see what he can do over the course of a whole game. And he looks like he's not having any problems with that knee from a pain perspective. So just, get him out there and, see what he can do. I'm wondering if, because of the turf issues, if they're going to take the cleats off of the guys and have them play in either short spikes or just, shoes. So it'll be interesting to see if that affects footing. So keep an eye out for that early. If not, then you want this team to try to play as fast as possible. And, even though Jett doesn't have that like long breakaway speed, he does definitely have that lateral quickness still. So I would like to see him really work on that too.
That's interesting because Kyle Shanahan, I believe in yesterday's press conference, they asked him what they could do from a cleat perspective. And they asked if the Jets were wearing the same cleats. And he says, I don't really know about that. But as far as cleats, all we can really do is have them take them off and switch to shoes. So, man, that would be a huge change for this team. And I'm not sure, how much that would help them or hurt them. I don't really know too much about cleats, admittedly, but
it's going to be a pick your poison. Either you're slipping but not getting injured, or your cleats sticking a little too long. And even though you can move faster, you have more of those shearing forces that led to all those leg injuries last week. So it's really just a one or the other kind of situation, and whatever they feel is better for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have one last person who needs to step up, and you're going to laugh. He's with an asterisk. He doesn't need to have a huge game, but I mean, Nick. Are
you going to say Dante? Okay, I was going to say if you're going to say Dante Pettis,
you're going to log off right now.
You might as well just roll a trash can out there.
Nick Mullens, he needs to have a big game in the sense that he needs to play smart. He needs to be decisive. He needs to be accurate, and he needs to not kind of hang around there in the pocket and get sacked. The 49ers can't afford to lose him to injury, so he needs to play smart, as far as being scrambling or just taking the sack and going down as far as trying to extend the play and make something happen. And he can't throw a lot of interceptions. The 49ers defense right now, this is their first game without Bosa. D Ford's not going to be there. Solomon Thomas isn't going to be there. And I know he's not much, but still. So he can't give the opposing offense the end zone on a silver platter and say, here's the ball at the 20, go ahead and score. So I need Nick Mullens to have a big game in the sense that don't mess this up for us, please. Go out there and be smart, play good, play smart, and just have fun. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's asking a lot from him just as a backup to not turn the ball over much.
I mean, I don't think that's that big of an ask. Protect the ball. I mean, that's I bet you that's number one what Kyle's going to say. Like, go out there and make plays, but protect the ball. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, that's what you hope for. Other than that, I mean, anything you get out of him beyond not throwing interceptions is going to be icing on the cake for the Niners this weekend.
Yep. I mean, yeah. All right. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Niners News. If you like what you see, support the channel, hit that subscribe button below. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and comment below who you think the 49ers need to have a big game in order for them to win on Sunday against the New York Giants.
And click the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video. Until next time, go Niners.